Sports Blitz New York, episode number 2. I'm your host, Riggs Tamburo. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday here so far. We are jumping on in here to episode 2, talking NBA, NHL, and what is going on with the New York Jets quarterback situation. But we're going to kick things off here with the New York Knicks. This team right now, man, they're set up to be very good. They're set up to go deep on a playoff run, but you take a look here at what they've done over their last 10 games, and it's not looking great right now. Knicks over the last 10 games, 5-5 overall, a 3-game losing streak here for the Knicks, and yet they're still sitting third in the Eastern Conference. We're going to pop up those standings here in just a minute for y'all. But before we do that, what is going on with this basketball team? Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, they don't seem to be competing like they're fighting for it. They seem to be competing like they kind of got a little cushy spot here. They feel like they're already going on a run. They're kind of taking a break here. You see guys not really giving 100% effort. They're not clutching up games the way we saw them earlier in the season, clutching up games, being down heading into the fourth quarter, getting it done, having a lead in the fourth quarter and not letting it slip by. It's just not the same Knicks team right now. There's not one guy or two guys really. It's kind of a team unit that just doesn't seem to be working. So can they turn it around? Once again, we'll take a look here at the standings. Then we'll take a look at their next 3 games over the next week and see if they can go ahead and rack down this 3-game win streak, try to erase this 3-game losing streak, at least go 2 out of 3, hopefully. But it's a very tough road trip here that they are going in on. Now, with that said, let's take a look at these standings, because if you take a look at it, they are in a good spot, but at the same time, they got some teams coming to get them right now. Let's take a look here. Cavaliers on a 13-game win streak, obviously 10-0 over their last 10 games. The Cavaliers, I don't see anybody catching this Cavs team. I've been on this Cavs team. We're staying on this Cavs team, but the Celtics kind of coming up behind them, 46-18 overall. Then the Knicks right there in third, 40-23 overall. As I said earlier, 5-5 over the last 10, 3-game losing streak. They are on the worst streak right now over the last 10 games of the top 6 teams in the Eastern Conference. So they really got to turn it around. But right behind them, Milwaukee, thank the Lord, Milwaukee let that one slip by against the Magic there last night. Otherwise, Milwaukee would be getting much, much closer here than the Pacers, 35-27, Pistons, 35-29. I don't think the Hawks or the Magic are going to catch them, but at this point, the Bucks can get there, the Pacers can get there, and hey, man, look, if you don't turn a 3-game losing streak around and start winning some games, the Hawks on a 2-game win streak as well, the Pistons kind of slipping up a little bit, one of those teams could come up here and get this basketball team, so they got to be careful. Now, taking a look at those next 3 games, their next one here at the Sacramento Kings. Look, that's a tough game right there. Sacramento Kings, a very hard basketball team, very, very put together. However, they do have their moments where I don't think the Kings are as strong as a lot of people believe that they are. If I had to take one right now, I would take the Knicks to win this game. It is on the road. Sacramento, obviously Sacramento, from New York, that's not an easy road trip there. But if you're going to talk about tough teams to walk in and play, Sacramento, really? They got enough gaps in their game that this could be the turnaround game for the New York Knicks. If they don't turn it around here, you see their road record. They're 19-12 on the road. They're not bad on the road, to be completely fair. But that's a big one, because after that, they got a couple more tough ones at the Trailblazers, at the Warriors. Game number 2, though, Trailblazers. If they don't beat the Kings, that becomes, in my opinion, damn near a must-win basketball game. You cannot let that one slip by. The Trailblazers are not a good team at all. If anything, that team wants to lose. I don't see the Knicks losing that game, but to me right now, you got to win the Kings game. It's a statement game. It's a we're not going anywhere kind of game, and I expect them to beat the Kings, beat the Trailblazers, and then once again, still on the road, they got to go up against the Warriors. I want to say that one's on next Saturday night. Look, that's a tough game, but the Warriors, once again, of the tough teams over there in the West, the Warriors aren't really one of them. in my opinion. They have their moments. They're good if Curry gets hot, blah, blah, blah. But the Knicks have the guys to shut down the Warriors quite a bit. They're used to Steph Curry. They can try to take away the three ball as best they can, at least make it contested a lot there. And then down low, honestly, I expect the Knicks to kind of bully the Warriors down low. So for me right now, I can see the 3-game win streak here. I think they can beat the Kings, beat the Trailblazers, beat the Warriors, all on the road here over the next week, and right this 3-game losing streak and get the shit back on track. Now, like I mentioned, though, Trailblazers, that's a must-win game. And then you have to beat the Kings or you have to beat the Warriors. You can't lose them both. So I think 2 out of 3 on this road trip, it at least is going to get the juices going. Okay, as long as you're competitive in any game that you lose, it's okay. But they got to start clutching up here in the fourth quarter. Once again, guys, Knicks, their next game back in action is at the Sacramento Kings. That game going down on Monday night. Wednesday there for the Trailblazers, and then a nice little gap there before they got to walk into Golden State there on Saturday. So keep an eye on this team. We're taking them to win at least 2 out of 3 of these games, and I'm telling you right now, I expect them to be a little bit of an underdog at the Kings on Monday night just because of the way they're playing right now. Warriors are kind of on the up. Knicks are kind of on the down. It's a great time to get the Knicks at a very favorable price. No line on that game yet, but if I was you, I would take a shot on the New York Knicks to get that game done. Good luck to everybody. Knicks sitting in third right now. Once again, 40-23 overall. We'll check in on those guys next Sunday in episode number 3. Let's hop on over, though, and talk about some NFL because, man, oh, man, the Jets got a lot of question marks right now. A lot of teams got a lot of question marks right now. Everyone who pays attention to the NFL knows it's a big, big week ahead, man. The big moves are going to be coming. The massive contracts are going to be coming. The shockers are going to be coming. We can start to see a lot of draft picks being given out, for different guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Things are going to get shook up. But the Jets, man, they got some questions to answer right now. And I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about the quarterback situation because if you're on YouTube, you're seeing the picture on the screen. If you're on Spotify, I'll explain it to you. Justin Fields to be a New York Jet? Could there be something there? Is it possible? There's a rumor. Rumors are rumors, right? Some rumors are true. Some rumors are false. That's why they're rumors. Speculation. But I'll tell you, I don't think that one's happening. If it does happen, that's just because the Steelers have already decided they don't want Fields. Now, that's kind of been an under-the-table question mark. Will it be Russ? Will it be Fields? What I can tell you is I'm 99.9. I'll leave 0.1 there. I'm 99.9% sure that the Steelers are not sticking with Russell Wilson. I just don't think it's going to happen. I do believe they're going to stick with Justin Fields. I do believe they're going to draft a rookie quarterback. I believe they're going after Jackson Dart and or Jalen Milroe in the 2nd or 3rd round. So I think the Steelers are pretty content. We've seen Aaron Rodgers' name thrown around. We've seen Sam Darnold's name thrown around a little bit there for the Steelers. So I don't really think that Justin Fields is on the market, but it's a rumor. Now, let's talk about the guys that I actually think could be in this conversation. Obviously, Sam Darnold, that's been a big name. A lot of people have talked about Darnold, but I'll tell you what, man, I don't believe Sam Darnold is the answer in New York. They sold their soul, in my opinion, pretty much. They put all the hype in the world behind Aaron Rodgers is our guy, and he's going to change the culture, and we're going to get Devontae Adams because things aren't working out, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be happy, and he's going to get what he wants. Well, then they called him in, what was it, just a couple weeks ago, had a blunt conversation with him and said, we don't think you're our guy. We're moving on. Now, I do think that was the right move from the New York Jets, and I do believe they should move on quarterback-wise. But the Jets right now are picking with number 7. Number 7 overall is where the Jets are picking. Now, we do know that multiple teams ahead of let's go ahead and pull up that NFL draft order just to kind of make this make sense for you guys. So as of right now, we got Tennessee picking at 1, Cleveland at 2, Giants at 3, New England at 4, Jacksonville 5, Vegas 6, and the Jets there at number 7. Right behind them, Carolina, New Orleans at 8 and 9. So we know Cleveland's going quarterback, and we know the Giants are going quarterback. That is a 100%, in my opinion, fact. They have to go quarterback. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, boom, boom. Maybe the world gets shocked and Jackson Dart goes before one of those two guys or something like that. But in my opinion, those two are going quarterback. Tennessee, they appear to be okay moving forward with Will Levis. They could trade back, which I think is the best move for Tennessee. Or in my opinion, they're going to go Travis Hunter. But I don't see a quarterback going there. So let's just say through the first 3 picks, Cam Ward's gone, and I believe Shedeur Sanders is gone. New England, they have Drake May. They're not going to go for a quarterback. Drake May is on the up and up. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, we saw rumors. Maybe he was going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, blah, blah, blah. Sounds like that's not happening. No trade clause in Trevor Lawrence's contract. And unless some mega deal comes out, Trevor Lawrence ain't going nowhere. And once again, if it is, I don't think he's going to be a New York Jet. So Jacksonville, in my opinion, no quarterback. Las Vegas just signed Geno Smith just a couple days ago. Pete Carroll wants to get back with his guy there. So I don't really think Vegas is going to go quarterback. They have a couple backup kind of guys. They're going to bring in Geno. Now, I do believe Vegas is going to grab a quarterback in the draft. I just don't think it's going to be at number 6, in my opinion. Now, they might use that as leverage. They might be like, hey, look, Jets, Jackson Dart's sitting right here. Do you guys want him? Because if not, we might take them. Maybe they got to call their bluff. I don't know. That could be a situation. But let's just say the next best quarterback on the board at this point is Jackson Dart. And the Jets are available to grab him at 6 and or 7. Should they do it? I like Jackson Dart. Good size, good form, competitor. I think he can carry a fan base. I like him for a lot of different reasons. What I don't like about him is his turnover issue. And his turnover issue to me is the only reason why deep, deep down, I don't know if he's worth a 7 and or 6. God forbid you got to give something up to get him at 6. That's a tough one for me. But at 7, I kind of think it's a good fit for the Jets. He's a young kid. You can get behind him. He can throw the football very, very well. I mean, we have seen Garrett Wilson kind of on the trade blocks and all these and everything like that. His name's getting thrown around. He wants over $30 million and all these different things per year. But assuming that they're going quarterback, I like Jackson Dart at 7, but I don't know if I'm willing to trade up to 6 to give up something to get Jackson Dart. It's a tough one for me. So if they let that go by and they choose not to go quarterback there at 6 or 7, and they do choose to go ahead and grab the next best player on the field, something they might need, a lot of good DNs and pass rushers coming out of the draft. I could see them doing that. There's just a few different things they could be doing. Maybe an offensive lineman for the quarterback that they might grab in the 2nd round, potentially 3rd round. I'll tell you one guy that to me, I'm pretty high on. And I actually wasn't that high on him in college, but he's really, really grown on me because to me, he's the next Jalen Hurts. I don't know if he's quite that good, but he's right there. Jalen Milroe, Alabama. Jalen Milroe is going to be available in the 2nd round, unless there's a big time, late, mid to late 20s, even pick 32, God forbid, right at the end of the 1st round, someone could come up and try to grab him there like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're looking at him, but I don't know if he's worth it too early. So early 2nd round, could the Jets make a move? Grab Jalen Milroe? I kind of like that. I kind of like that move there. Maybe there's a world that a guy like Jackson Dart falls to the late 1st round. And now all of a sudden the Jets have a chance to pick at 7, not give up anything at 6, get their guy at 7, maybe even trade back. Jackson Dart's still sitting there around 15 to 19, and they grab him. Hey, that could be a win for the Jets. There's a lot of things they could do there. To me, it's either Jackson Dart with the 1st pick, Jalen Milroe in the 2nd round. Even early 2nd round's a little scary, but here's my thing, guys. If the question is, do they get a veteran, a Russell Wilson, a Sam Darnold? I don't think so. I don't think so. They just got burned by trying to do that with Aaron Rodgers. And none of the names up there are Aaron Rodgers right now for these guys to really go after that I think is going to do any better than he did. So for that reason, to me, they got to go rookie. To me, it's Jackson Dart in the first round. It's Jalen Milroe in the second round, or maybe, like I mentioned, a mid-first round move to try and get Jackson Dart late and or pull some chips, do some things, and find a way to get Jalen Milroe at a good price tag in a good spot. That's my move right now for the New York Jets. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of different things they could do. There's a lot of things they need. They need D tackles, offensive tackles, safeties, corners. I mean, there's a lot of things that the Jets kind of need right now. So that's why I'm saying they might not go quarterback right away, but let me give you my fourth option of what I believe the Jets could do. The Jets could trade her very, very early and go after Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. It could happen. Now, is it worth it? I'm not sure. Not sure if it's worth it, man. I do like Shedeur Sanders. He's the best ball thrower in this class, no doubt about it. Most accurate quarterback. I love Shedeur Sanders, but he does have a couple things about him that are a little bit concerning. Cam Ward, I'm not as high on Cam Ward as everybody else. I do think he's going to be the first guy gone. I think Cleveland or the Giants are probably going to trade with Tennessee, and they're going to go up and try to get him. And then Tennessee's like example, I think that maybe the Giants go after Cam Ward. They take him at 1. They trade back to 3 in Tennessee. They take Travis Hunter at 3, blah, blah, blah. And or they trade back again and they just start stacking up capital. I could see that too. So for me, the Jets, they either have to trade up to literally number 1 to get the one quarterback that they want. Otherwise, I don't see them moving any further up there unless, maybe if 4 comes, 5 comes, and Shedeur, Cam Ward is there, then they will probably move up and go after him. But other than that, man, for me, do they go veteran? No, they go rookie, and they have a lot of options for what they can do. So if I'm the Jets, calm down, Jets fans. Calm down. It's all good, man. There's no rush right now. Going to be just fine in the quarterback area. Stay tuned for that one. Like I mentioned, this next week coming up is going to be a whole lot of stuff going on in the football world. We're going to see some insane moves, some mind-blowing moves. We're going to see a lot of different things. So who knows? Maybe something happens this week with a veteran and they go with Sam Darnold. God bless him. I'll say a prayer for him. I think it's a mistake, but do not panic when they don't go after one of these veterans, folks, because they're just fine going with a rookie in the NFL draft. Trust me on that. Jets fans, it's going to be okay. I promise. It's going to be okay. But with that said, folks, let's go ahead and jump on over here and talk about the Rangers, because the Rangers, we talked about this last week, and I told y'all they're going to have to win 3 of their next 4 games for them to be in a position that I believe puts them in a good spot, and they did not do that. They're struggling again, man, and I don't know what it's going to take, but let's take a look here at these NHL standings, because Rangers, y'all better stop screwing around, bro. All right, look, ain't nobody going to catch, in my opinion, no one's going to catch the Capitals. I know the Hurricanes are playing well, but in my opinion, they're not as good as the Capitals. So Capitals on top here, 41, 14, and 8 overall there. Obviously, OTL is the 8. Win streak 3, last 10 games, 6-3-1. Hurricanes 37-22. Devils 33-25. Blue Jackets. This is the team right here, man. You got to keep an eye on. Blue Jackets 30-24-8. 4-5-1 over their last 10 games, slipping a little bit there. 2-game losing streak. You know what they did? They opened the door and said, "Come on in, Rangers. Here you go." And you know what the Rangers did? They said, "Nah, bro, you can stay there. We'll lose 2 in a row too." They went 5-3-2 over their last 10 games. 2-game losing streak for the Rangers. Look, man, they would have jumped the Blue Jackets if they didn't lose last night to the Senators in overtime. How do you lose to the Senators in overtime? I don't know. It was bad, man. The door was open. Opportunity, power play. Everything was going in the Rangers' favor, in my opinion, in that game last night, and they just let it slip by. And it's the exact thing that's going to cost them in this playoff push as they try to make it. Now, Are they out of time? No, they're okay. And we're going to take a look here at their next 4 games because I think the next 4 games, in my opinion, straight up will determine the rest of the season because over the next 4 games, they play that Columbus Blue Jackets team twice. One time at home, one time on the road, and they got a big time road trip coming up as well. They're going to have to win 3 of the next 4 games on the road. They got to go. It's time to go. You got to stop screwing around, man. So with that said, right above them, the Devils, 33, 25, and 6. Now, let me remind you, the Rangers, 31, 26, and 6. So the Devils really not that far ahead. Hurricanes, there's kind of a gap there. They're not going to catch the Hurricanes, but they can get up there right now. The Devils also 4 and 6 over their last 10 games, 3-game losing streak. Nobody in the Metro wants to go to the playoffs. Nobody. What are they doing? Bro, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Everyone's letting it go. 3-game losing streak, 2-game losing streak, 2-game losing streak. You better watch out because the Islanders are on a 2-game win streak, and they're coming to get it. And they're 29, 26, and 7 there right behind the Rangers. So you better stop screwing around, bro, before all of a sudden you start letting things get shook up right underneath you. So with that, their next game, this one's going down tonight, Sunday night. The Blue Jackets are at the Rangers. At the Rangers. This is a big one. This is a big one. You have to win this game. You're coming off an overtime loss. Look, you're on a back-to-back. Strap in, yo. It's big boy time. It's damn near mid-March. It's time to go. They are better than the Blue Jackets in every facet of the game. Defense, offense, goaltending, and they have the home ice advantage, and they got something to play for. They can't lose this hockey game, man. And after that, they got the Winnipeg Jets on the road in Canada. Brother, good luck to you. That right there, that's a tough game. Then they're at the Minnesota Wild. Look, no Kaprizov right now, but it's only a matter of time until they start to get their thing back under them, their little juju going on. The Wild are a sneaky good hockey team. So don't sleep on the Wild in Minnesota. You never know what's going to happen there. Finally, they're at the Blue Jackets to close out the week on Saturday. Look, man, gone. Road. That's 3 tough ones on the road. You have to win this game here at home over the Blue Jackets. I do believe that they will win this game tonight. If you guys are betting on it, take the Rangers to win. I do think they're going to get it done, but the Blue Jackets are going to fight like hell to win this hockey game. They don't want to let the Rangers jump them in the seeding. This is it, man. Rangers, you got to win this one. Then at the Jets, that's the only game, in my opinion, that they can lose. But if they're going to lose that, it could be the only one that they lose over this 4-game streak here. You got to sweep the Blue Jackets. You got to beat this beaten down Minnesota Wild team. And in my opinion, if you really want to set the trend, set the standard, you got to beat the Jets. You got to win 4 in a row here and erase this crappy little 2-game losing streak. Before that, they lose 2, they win 1. They lose 2, they win 2. They lose 2, they win 1. They just can't get a streak going. This would be a beautiful streak, and then they're going to come back home, and then they can go ahead and just start going 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, 2-1, and they're going to be just fine. They're going to find themselves in 3rd place 2 weeks from today. The Rangers are alive, but they got to strap in. Shesterkin, not quite the Shesterkin in net that we're used to, but he's playing good hockey. Offensively, I mean, how much more do we want Zibanejad and the boys to do? The defense got to lock in, and the offense, the only problem with the offense is they're having too many scoreless periods. That's the thing. Like they'll go no goals, 2 goals, no goals, lose 3-2 in overtime. Like it doesn't make sense. They got to at least net 1 damn near every single period. If you can do that, you're in hockey games, man. Your goaltending is good enough. Your defense is good enough. Your power play kill is good enough that you should not be losing games if you're scoring 3+ goals. They really shouldn't be losing games, and they won't lose games with Shesterkin in net. So it's time to strap in, get the wheels churning, get some grease on there, and start attacking people and start playing like your playoff lives are on the line, because the fact is That's exactly what they are. They are on the line, and you're going to screw around on this 4-game streak here, and you go 1-3 over this 4. I'm telling you right now, the Islanders are going to jump them, and they will not be in the postseason. This 4 games determines all of it, and it's time for them to wake up, go after it, and start winning hockey games. 5th place in the Metropolitan Division. I expect them to be in 4th place in the Metro when we talk next week, and I think they're going to be in 3rd place on the next show after that, show number 4. So trust me, guys, the gap is open. The Rangers are not dead in the water. I know I see online people are, oh, this team's done and blah, 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 blah. Stop it, okay? It ain't over yet. Talk to me in 4 games. I'll see you on the next show, because the next show is going to tell us if this team is done or not. 2-2, they're alive, but they're in trouble. 3-1, things are looking good. 4-0, to me, they're going to the playoffs. 1-3, 0-4, they're done. It's that simple. So keep an eye on this team. Take them to beat the Blue Jackets tonight. They are going to win this hockey game. I can't wait for it. Good luck to you guys in that one if you do choose to bet on that. And if you're a sports bettor, check out our other show, Blitz Betting, blitzbetting.net. Blitz Sports Bets on Instagram and Twitter. We do all kinds of betting for you guys on that page. If you are a sports bettor, make sure to check it out. Also have those shows for you guys on our YouTube channel and Spotify at The Sports Forum. YouTube people and on Spotify. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. We appreciate you guys. And until next week, that's really all the big stuff going on in New York sports. You can follow our New York page at Sports Blitz NY. All the big updates coming out from all the stuff going on in the NFL over the week will be on that on those pages on Twitter and Instagram. And then obviously at Sports Forum CO, Sports Forum Co. for all sports updates for all you people who dislike all different sports, not just New York. So until next time, guys, I'm Riggs Tambro. It's been a lot of fun doing this with you guys. Episode number 2 of Sports Blitz New York. We'll see you every single Sunday at noon Eastern. Take care, everybody. Go New York.